Penny Mordaunt's disgraceful behaviour in the House of Commons yesterday, where she pilloried Gary Lineker and pretended and used a lot of imagery from football, has made me think that the greatest attack that the present Conservative government seems to have for anybody that says something out of place or that they don't like is to call them leftie. I find it extraordinary that Gary Lineker is so obviously not a lefty. He's indeed, if you remember his previous flirtation with political twittering, was to talk about binning Corbyn. And I must say, similarly, when I say things which hardline Conservatives don't like, I'm also accused of being a lefty. I don't really think I am. I'm certainly in favour of a lot of things which the left advances, but I don't see myself as being a lefty. In fact, I remember when I first met Piers Corbyn, he asked me what my political colours were, and I said, well, I suspect they're slightly bluer than yours, but I'm to the left of Jeremy Corbyn when it comes to education policies. No one's to the left of my brother. Well, I beg to differ. His brother thought that there was some sort of hierarchy of academic subjects. I don't think there's a hierarchy of academic subjects, particularly in university. I think there's a standard of university discipline, which is to examine things impartially and logically and to write about them in a coherent and clear way, and whether you're writing about knitting or you're writing about the British government, in a way, it shouldn't make any difference. The subject is like a doorway into a great house. Whichever door you go through, you still get into the house, and that is how education should be. And belittling the classics simply because there are utilitarian subjects like medicine and I was going to say law, but your law is not necessarily very utilitarian. It does make a lot of money. And there are skills that you can learn. Maybe the place to be learning these skills is not necessarily in university. Maybe this is why we need to promote more apprenticeship schemes, why the old polytechnic idea of a university was such a good one, and that there is a limit to what you can learn on paper. But essentially, you are learning to the discipline of keeping going when you are tired, the discipline of meeting the deadline, the discipline of writing and presenting a coherent argument to support the view you want to advance. And that is the university education system. And as I say, I think all university education should be free to the student, and I don't see why it shouldn't be. Okay.